What's going on, everybody? Today I'm gonna be talking about going to chill at a guy's house. I've been getting a lot of questions about the topic, so I figured I'd go ahead and go live and talk about it in depth. It's a lot of stuff to actually try to post. So I've talked about this before, and the conversation usually gets derailed because it turns into a conversation about safety and rape and all these other things, or it gets drawn in other directions. It gets talked about the sex. It gets it loses its shape after a while because of the way women respond and the things that they bring up and the things that they actually pay attention to. So there are a couple different things that you can take when you're talking about this topic. So first of all, a man inviting a woman to his house can be a very positive thing. It depends on the guy. It depends on his personality. It depends on the chemistry between the two people, etc. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. A man can invite a woman to his home. It's a very intimate setting where you get to learn a lot about an individual. You can see their lifestyles. You can see them in their comfort zone. You can really bond with them and connect with them on a very powerful level by going to their home, right? So inviting somebody to your home is generally a positive thing, right? You don't just invite everybody to come chill with you at your crib. But when we're talking about men and women, a lot of women have these super negative views of men, and they influence their decision making and judgment when it comes to topics like this because they assume the worst. They treat all men like all they're trying to do is attack them or fuck them or whatnot. And we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, so the idea that a man inviting you to come to his crib is just automatically a bad thing. I've seen women posting that you should automatically delete his number and cut him off. Like, there are a lot of drastic responses to just a man simply inviting a woman to his crib because of all the negative assumptions that women place on it. And so what happens, women have such a negative view of going to a man's house, Netflix and chill, etc., that they place so many negative feelings on a man inviting them to a house that by default, it places positive feelings on a man inviting them out to dinner or out to a restaurant. And this plays right into the fuckboy's hands. Because now, all a fuckboy has to do is take you out on a nice date, invite you out, spend a couple of dollars, and a lot of women automatically treat that as he's got an A on a test when it really wasn't shit. There's really not a big difference between a man taking you out to a restaurant and inviting you to his crib. I know that may sound shocking to y'all, but there's really isn't much difference, right? Okay, so let's get into that a little bit further. The purpose of a date: be one-on-one with somebody so that you can be around them, interact with them, and communicate with them privately. Meaning that you can have a private conversation. Now, ideally, yes, a man would love to be alone so that sex could possibly happen. Those are the ideal, date scenarios. But most men don't expect that. They hope that happens. That's not an expectation. We talk about how important expectations are when it comes to dating and it comes to things. Expectations lead to disappointment. So if a guy like myself, I wouldn't expect any. If I invited a woman to come to my crib and she came, I'd just be happy I got to see her. I'm gonna be anxious to see what she's wearing, what she smell like. So you know what I'm saying? Like, just anxious to engage with her. It's not necessarily about, I'm finna try to fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the mentality of a man that gets pussy on a regular. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to press women for pussy. That's why he gets so much pussy. Because he knows that pressuring a woman for pussy decreases the chance that you get the pussy. Smart men put themselves in a position to let the pussy come to them. Meaning they let the woman come to him for sex. They let the woman demonstrate signs that she wants to be romantically involved. A man that can get consistent pussy can do that. And that's part of the things that confuse so many women, because y'all focus on things that are insignificant and irrelevant. And the things that really matter, men key in on like an owl spying on his prey. You know what I mean? And so, okay, so we're talking about a man inviting you to his crib. If you to eliminate the safety concerns, it is 2018. All of y'all, if you are watching me on Instagram Live or you watching my streams on YouTube, you have a smartphone or some type of device where the man's information and the place that you are going to go visit him, his name, his phone number, his address, all of those things can be shared with a friend or family member. Your phone has a GPS device within it. There are all type of triggers and alerts that we have with technology today, where you can feel relatively safe knowing that people that you care about know where you're going, know who you're with, know exactly where you're located, and can contact you if need be. So this is not the 70s or the 80s where you can go to a guy's house and nobody will have a clue where the fuck you went. Let's get out that mentality. And so for a man, if a man is going to, if we're talking about a man that's going to try to rape a woman, why is he going to give her all the information that the police would need to arrest him? Why would he do that at his house? You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be more dangerous for a woman to invite a man to her house than it is for a woman to go to the man's house. Just based off simple logic, right? If you come to his house, shit, you can bring the police right to his fucking front door. So that's that concern over he's going to try to rape me is really extreme and really unwarranted based off all the things that come with reality. And so and also a man can rape a woman after he takes her to a restaurant too. If a man has it in his brain that he's going to pull out his gun and rape you, he can do it anywhere. He can rape you in an alley. He can rape you in a car. He can rape you in an apartment. He can rape you in a stairwell. He can rape you anywhere. So these are the type of thought processes that actually hurt women, because they feel so comfortable and feel so safe because he invited them to a dinner. They put him on a pedestal, and he's not a fuckboy like that dude that just asked her to come chill. They have all these warped things that influence their thinking and decision making and actually put them in a worse position because they're not real. Those are not accurate things. Those are not real things to actually judge. Those behaviors or invitations don't really mean what you are thinking, assuming that they mean. So you're filling out this chart of information and it's almost all wrong. You could have went to his house and had a 4-hour conversation. I've had several of them where you look at the clock, you be like, damn, it's almost 3:00. Where you have such an awesome conversation. You learn about some things that you've never heard of before. You learn things about them that you never and a woman can leave feeling like she's known a man for years. That's what men that have great communication skills benefit by having a woman come to his crib. That's what a dude that has a fly ass crib gets. That's one of the reasons he has a fly ass crib. So that when he does invite somebody over, they're comfortable. They in chill mode. One of the ways that I would always be able to tell if a woman was really into me, they take off their shoes. They get comfortable. When you got nice furniture, when your shit is clean, when they see how you really living, and it's a shock to most women because that's not usually what they assume. And so let me break down some of my expertise for y'all. All right, so I have a master's degree in communication, and one of the theories of communication is a theory called the expectation violations theory. And basically what this theory does is it says that whenever we encounter a situation where something unexpected happens, it heightens our awareness and it heightens the things that we pay attention into that situation. Because if you're usually impressed or you really upset at a situation, You focus more on what's going on, right? And so what the theory says is that when that heightened sense of awareness over a period of time in an environment, in most cases, it causes a person to come away with a positive outcome or a positive feeling about a situation. And so and that's a result of your heightened sense of awareness. So for example, let's say, for example, you went to a restaurant with your friends and family members, and the waiter knocks over a glass and gets water on somebody's clothes. Oh, instantly at that moment, everybody's like, what the fuck? This dude's fucking up. But based off, I apologize, you know what I'm saying? Like, based on the interaction and how things go for after that, I'll give you a free appetizer, I'll do this. You could come away having a much more memorable and enjoyable experience based off something unexpected happening. And it's been proven over and over again. That's why it's actually called a theory. And so the expectation violation theory plays a major role in situations like this. A woman expects to go to a halfway cleaned or untidy, uncool crib, and she walks into some super fly shit. Or she expects to just go talk, and she finds out he's made some elaborate dinner. Or he knows how he's fixed her some drink that she's never had that turned out to be awesome. He had a whole wine bar. She didn't know that he you know what I'm saying? Like, she can just peep so much information about him that she had no clue about just off their basic interactions. That's how men end up getting pussy off of the situation. Women come away so impressed because they saw or experienced something they did not expect. And so that is how women end up fucking when they had promised and swear to God and told their best friend they wasn't going to do nothing. That's how it happened.